fall apart and we question why. We question why. But there's a plan bigger than I and I.
Our island is grieving, yet she is still alive. Hurricane Melissa came with fury, ripping through homes, hearts, and memories. But beneath the wreckage, the spirit of the land is still breathing. Out of this destruction, something sacred is being reborn. Jamaica is transforming, cleansing, shedding, remembering her power. Through this darkness, light will rise again. As we still have our traditions, we still have our ancestors, we still have our land, and we still have each other. A lot of you know that I am Jamaican. Maybe I am the only Jamaican that some of you know, and you may know, the world knows that we recently experienced a Category 5 hurricane. So I'm sure you've been wondering if I'm okay. And yes, I am okay. I am good. My family is good as well. We weren't in the path of the hurricane. About half of the country was not really affected seriously by the hurricane. We really, in Kingston, we got some showers and we got a little bit of wind also, but nothing really serious. The entire experience was just like a regular storm, just some rain and some wind. But unfortunately, the other half of the country is completely destroyed. It's extremely devastating what has happened to us. Some of the stories that I've seen, like I spent the first couple of days after the hurricane crying, and today was actually the first day that I've cried since then. And I was crying because I saw a Black American woman talking about the fact that she got caught up in the hurricane, and on her vacation she was staying at an Airbnb. She was alone, and just how the community took care of her, and she just broke down in tears. But I just can't imagine how frightened she was experiencing, because we're used to hurricanes, to be honest, maybe not a Category 5 hurricane. We've had some really rough hurricanes, but this one is definitely the toughest one that we've experienced. So I'm sure she was frightened. She wasn't in the big walls of a all-inclusive resort. So I'm sure it was very difficult for her to experience. But I was just touched by how touched she was, that there was community and she felt safe and loved, and she didn't feel alone because people showed up for her even though she was a stranger. I actually left Portland to come to Kingston to stay with my loved ones. But my people in Portland are good, thankfully. Portland did get a little bit of a hit also because it got touched by the hurricane coming in and going out. So that that part of the island did get a little bit of hit, but they're still okay because parts of Portland have, electricity again. So it's not as bad as some places that I don't think will be seeing electricity for a very, very, very long time, like St. Elizabeth. And I went down to St. Elizabeth day before yesterday. I could see the landscape changing as I was going along. And when I got to um, the part of St. Elizabeth called Santa Cruz, I could definitely see, okay, something happened here. It's different. And then a little bit further out, I could see the trees, just like you could see that everything died, just no leaves at all. The tree them just look like sticks. So I didn't go beyond that because it seemed like it was everybody was reporting that it's dangerous now to travel that side, especially as a woman and alone. I was trying to see if I could put some stuff together, for this particular community, but I couldn't get the manpower that I needed to support me on that. So I just aborted it and sent what I had to another space, where they had arrangements going for trucks to go to communities that are not far from the one that I had interest in helping. Turns out that there's a team that's close enough to them that is gonna make their way there. So I know they will be all right. In That's in Westmoreland, by the way. In Montego Bay now, the Rastafari Indigenous Village, where I will be hosting the retreat, which is still on, by the way. I had really gone back and forth in my mind about whether or not I want to continue hosting it. But I want to for two reasons. Because one, the villages, they got some damage because they lost their kitchen, so they have to rebuild the kitchen, but everything else is okay. It's just that the nature is affected. It's not what it used to be, but so you have to give it time for it to come back to what it used to be. But everything else is still the same there. The space is still available as a container for healing. I also want to support them. I don't want to seem like I'm abandoning them also at this point. And I don't want to abandon the people who need this healing work as well. So the work goes on, it continues, and we're just going to continue. We can't stop life. In half of the country can't stop life because the other half is devastated right now. We just have to be strong for them, you know. We can't all fall apart. So we have to do what we have to do to continue on and strengthen them in ways that we can strengthen them. So, what I will do, if you want to support, because I know some of you may have been waiting for me to say something that you can give back in some type of way, I will leave a link if you want to donate to the Rastafari Indigenous Village. There is a link for you to donate through GoFundMe, but I also created an Amazon list of supplies that they will need with rebuilding and just people, because it's not just a retreat space. Like, it's a community. Like, people actually live there. You have elders and children and women who live there also, so they are going to need the support because they probably would have lost things. Things got wet in and damaged in the rain, and just being able to rebuild the kitchen as well, and their supplies, their food supplies as well, to replenish that. So I created an Amazon list. So I will share that as well. So if you want to contribute in that way, you can. If you don't want to give monetarily, I'd love to say that I would want to share the government link for you to donate, to the relief in general. But to be honest, I'm not gonna say I have 100% faith in the government. It's been over a week now, and there are still communities that have got no relief at all. Nobody has been to these communities. There are still places where people are actually marooned, and I find it crazy because we've had billions of dollars coming into Jamaica since the hurricane, which was only over a week ago, right? Lots of support groups, I mean, international groups from all over the world are here. We have everything that we need to rebuild and rebuild stronger and better than we were before. The very sad part about it is that we have lost lives, but we can go forward. We have to go forward. We have to go forward, and we can. We have everything that we need to come out of this very quickly. We shouldn't be sitting in this situation months after this. And I think if Jamaican people really sit down and watch our government do nothing when help came in so many ways to us. This hurricane for me is like a reset, and what people don't understand is that there are water spirits and there's land spirits. There's spirits that govern the land. Each land is governed by different spirits. And so my personal opinion is that no matter what they do, no matter what they try to orchestrate, there's nothing that cannot happen without the approval of spirit, right? And if spirit needs to intervene, it will intervene when it's necessary and save us and save the planet if necessary. And even if it is to get rid of us, who are the parasites, and get rid of us, it will do that also. This hurricane could be a renewal for us, a new start, a new beginning. I don't think Jamaica will ever be the same after this. It's going to be challenging for a little while before it gets better, but I'm certain that it's going to get better, right? So it's just for us to prepare ourselves for the changes and what may come, and yeah, make sure that we're prepared, we're leveling up ourselves so that um, when whatever new comes, we know how to deal with it. We can conquer anything, and we can also take advantage of whatever opportunities may arise. That's my thoughts on all this. I don't really want to go into too much about conspiracy theories because I think, what's the point? What's the point, really? Because we only know for sure what we're experiencing, and we can only control how we respond to it, right? So that is what I'm dealing with. I can't deal with the conspiracy theories about the hurricane, why it happened, how it happened. I don't know. I can only pray for myself and pray for my fellow Jamaicans and do what I can do to contribute. If you can do something, do something. If you can donate in any way at all, please do. Remember, the retreat is still on and there is still space available. So if you want to join us in December, December 21st to 26th, the link is also in the bio. All right. So take care of yourselves and we will link up in another one. All right. Take care. Love you.
Know well inside. Yeah.